Hare Krishna, good morning and welcome all of you all for the Sunday morning Bhagavad Gita class. We're going to discuss on the topic of Bhagavad Gita. As usual on Sunday mornings, every Sunday mornings we have our lecture at 11 a.m. And today the topic is the art of dying. We all know that we are all we're conversant with the word art of living, but most of us are not conversant with the topic art of dying. So what is this art of dying? Let's understand this today. So before we start about art of dying, let us understand how are we living. Are we really living, or are we only surviving? So what does let us understand this in a better way. Yes, Puja Mataji, Puja Ganja Mataji, can you speak to tell me what is this
Yes,
living?
Prabhuji.
How are we living? Are we living, and how are we living?
We are surviving, we are not living.
Ajay, surviving. Oh my God. Then surviving for what?
Surviving for just to days pass,
डे
waiting for the
पास
death.
डेली फॉर द डेथ, वो तो मैंने लास्ट टाइम बोला था ना कि भाई टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू डोंट हैव
Yes,
टू वेट,
Prabhuji.
ऑटोमेटिकली दैट टाइम विल कम, डोंट वरी. उसके लिए वेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. कभी कभी तो हम नहीं चाहते, वो टाइम पे आके खड़ा हो जाता है डेथ. सो दैट्स नॉट द वे यू कैन टू लुक एट लाइफ एट. यस, शिवदेव प्रभु, व्हाट डू यू से?
Hare Krishna, brother. I mean, major.
Okay, some voice behind. Okay, no problem. I'll come back to you later. Simran, what about you? Can you speak now?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes. What do you understand by this?
प्रभु जी
How do we
कबीला
live? हम कभी जीते कैसे हैं,
जीते कैसे हैं?
या जी कैसे रहे हैं?
खाना खा रहे हैं सब, इसके जैसे.
इसके जैसे.
अरे जी कैसे रहे, ब्रेथ ले रहे.
बस वो तो जानवर भी ले रहा है.
और
खाना खा रहे हैं, वो जानवर भी खा रहा है. How are we living? Simple question. Yeah, simple questions, but people are finding it difficult, as if it is rocket science. Let me ask some intelligent students. Yes, Madhav, tell me, what do you think? How are we living? हम कैसे जी रहे हैं?
Prabhuji, if
Okay.
our existence is like every day, if we use it to get some fruitful activities, we do good, then we are considered as living. Otherwise, we are surviving only. Like
Okay. Where is your brother today?
Prabhuji, he has match and he's preparing with mom.
अच्छा, you got maths exam?
No match, Krishna.
Match?
Match.
Oh, अच्छा. Okay, we're studying for KPL.
Yeah.
Okay, Vivan, would you like to add something? A general statement is there. Age is just a number. हम लोग कई बार सुनते हैं ना. What does this mean? Age is just a number. कई बार हम लोग वीडियो देखते हैं ना व्हाट्सएप में एंड इसमें सब, where
We are immortal.
we see an old person who is trying to dance or do some funny things which a young man does, and लोग साथ में नीचे क्या डालते हैं? It is just a figure. Age is just a figure. Age is just a number. You should be always young by heart. Then these are not a problem. So I would like someone to give me an understanding of this statement. Age is just a number. Yes, Vivan, can you speak on this?
Prabhuji, when usually some old people say that, saying that age is just a number, we have a lot of time left, we can still enjoy life, etc.
I just received a video on my WhatsApp about a week before, stating that it was showing an old man, very old, say supposed to be in the 90s, and is still dancing merrily. So, what do we understand from that? Dancing merrily and like a young boy. actively dancing, very nicely dancing. So and उस पे नीचे लिखा था age is just a number. Look at this 90-year-old man dancing very nicely, and no doubt he was dancing very nicely. So what do you all have to say?
Everyone says that this is an old person. This is of 80 and 90 age. That's why you have to like stay on the bed. You can't go out of the house. Like you become weak. You can't do anything else.
But look at this old man. He was quite young and he was able to dance, and he was
Just
dancing
to
very nicely.
prove that wrong, they said that, showed that video.
Okay. Yes, Kamal Seth Prabhu, would like to add something?
Age is a number, it is a saying which has been said, but I think the more important is how you are mentally and physically are the one, and how you take the life. Do you live the life or you survive the life? And that is what really differentiates. Because just dancing at that age, as a matter of fact, fine, it's very nice, very good. What you are really trying to do, you are trying to really compare with the youngsters, as a matter of fact. Is it necessary that you need to be as a young only? Yes, you should be young in your spirits, in your deeds, in your conduct, and in your thinking. Whereby, as you grow and you grow old, actually, I think you absorb yourself, upgrade yourself. This is what the living is.
Okay, Arnav has raised his hand. Let me see what Arnav has got to say.
Prabhuji, this man is 90 years old. Even though he's 90 years old, he isn't realizing what his purpose is, and he's wasting his time in dancing and stuff.
You dance sometimes, Arnav? Honestly, do you dance?
Yeah, I dance sometimes.
Or are you not wasting your time that time?
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Okay, good. That's a nice understanding. At least next time before you dance, remember what you have said. And I don't say don't dance, but dancing, there are other things also to be taken care of. Okay, there's some Ankur Parikh. Yes.
प्रभु जी वन रेखा माता जी
यस ये क्या कौन सा नंबर से आप आए माता जी ये कौन सा?
बाहर है प्रभु जी मुंबई में नहीं है
कहाँ गए आप लोग घूमने?
गोवर्धन इको विलेज में
अरे वाह 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 बोलते तो हम लोग भी आते थे ना साथ में वहाँ साथ में बैठ के रूबरू क्लास लेते ना सबका हम बोलिए बोलिए माता जी
प्रभु जी एक दो पंक्तियां हैं कहीं से सुनी थी मन के हारे हार है मन के जीते जीत पार ब्रह्म को पाइए मन के ही प्रतीत तो एज जो है ना मन से होती है तुम्हारा मन अगर जवान है तो तुम हमेशा अपने आप को कम उम्र का ही महसूस करोगे और अगर तुम्हारा मन ऐसा हो गया है कि नहीं भाई मुझसे तो कुछ नहीं बनता मैं तो अभी बिल्कुल ऐसा हो गया हूँ या मेरे साथ ऐसा हो गया मेरे साथ ऐसा हो गया तो यंग एज में भी हम ऐसे ओल्ड जैसे हो जाएंगे
ठीक है actually people don't understand. Is anybody else would like to add to that before I start? Yes, it's yes Shivdat, speak.
Prabhuji,
yeah
Prabhuji, I think कि इसके वो वीडियो के बोलने का मतलब है कि there is no age for happiness. मतलब कोई भी एज में can be happy.
There's no age to happiness. Okay, fine. Let's give an example. A young boy, one of you all, let's say Shivdat or Arnav or Madhav or Raghav, someone is dancing, and one old person of 90 years is also dancing. क्या अंतर क्या है दोनों के बीच में? क्या सिर्फ एज का ही नंबर है? सिर्फ एज का ही फर्क है? मतलब if अगर हम लोग कहते हैं एज इज अ नंबर, that means he is 20 and he is 80 or 90, इतना ही फर्क है या कुछ और फर्क है? It is not just a number. It talks about maturity. जिंदगी में अगर व्यक्ति बड़ा होता है वक्त के साथ, with age, then what happens to him? He matures. अनुभवी हो जाता है. और कहते हैं ना, अनुभव से व्यक्ति को सीखना चाहिए. क्या सीखे हम? वो बहुत बड़ी बात है. अगर हम नहीं सीखे ना, अच्छा ओल्ड व्यक्ति का परिभाषा क्या है? एक ओल्ड मैन, बाल सफेद हो जाएंगे, भले वो हेयर डाई करेगा, बाल तो थोड़ा सफेद तो होंगे कि नहीं होंगे? बराबर है, यस और नो?
यस.
हाँ, तो कभी आपने
यस प्रभु जी.
हाँ, तो कभी आपने देखा है किसी कुत्ते को बूढ़ा होने के बाद पूरे काला कुत्ता पूरा गोरा हो गया हो, पूरा फैर बाल सब फैर हो गए हैं उसके, ऐसा कभी देखा है आपने कभी?
No,
व्हाई? व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम? इंसान का एजिंग में
they don't
अच्छा
have
अच्छा
the
बाय द वे, ओके टेल मी वन मोर थिंग। कभी आपने देखा है कि कौवा बूढ़ा हो गया, बूढ़ा कौवा एकदम वाइट कबूतर की तरह बैठा है, द ब्लैक कौवे वाला चोंच के साथ, हाउ इट वुड बी एक्सेप्टेबल? ए यंग कौवा और ओल्ड कौवा, कौवा इज जेट ब्लैक। सिर्फ इंसान में ये चेंजेस बहुत अच्छी तरह से दिखती है। You can see these changes eminently inside a human being. Graying, walking with the help of a walking stick. These are things which can be seen only in humans. Animals do not show out any age. कहते हैं कि गाय का उम्र अगर देखना है तो आम आदमी को पता नहीं चलता है ये जवान गाय है या बूढ़ा गाय है। उसका घोड़े का उम्र देखना है तो उसका दांत खोल के देखते हैं, they see the teeth and from that they calculate the age of the animal. So generally people have a understanding that age is just a number. ठीक है, he is young, I am old, बस चल रहा है। कहते हैं अक्सर, it's always said, young people या young children, बच्चे जो दूध पीते बच्चे कहते हैं, या टॉडलिंग एज या 1 या 5 साल का बच्चा, उसमें और एक बुजुर्ग में अंतर नहीं है। There is no difference between an old man and a very young child. Why? Both become dependent. The child starts his life with dependency, and the same person, when he becomes very old, he has to depend on someone for a glass of water, for some food, medicine. He can't even walk around here and there. So he becomes dependent. तो क्या मतलब हुआ इससे कि a person who is young, he is also dependent, but a person who is old is also dependent. Then what is the difference again? Difference is maturity. आप बोलेंगे प्रभु जी बार बार शरीर भले कमजोर हो दोनों का इंटेलिजेंस और बुद्धि should be mature enough. And वो maturity क्या है? That we can understand through the Bhagavad Gita. Hope you all are having your Bhagavad Gita with you all. Can you open Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter verse number 22? Okay, got it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. पुरुष प्रकृति स्तोयि भुंक्ते प्रकृति जान गुणः कारणं गुण संगोस्य सत असत योनिषु जन्मषु. Can you please read the translation? Who can read the translation?
Prabhuji, I'll read.
Yes, read.
The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species.
This is the first step of understanding which a human being should have. If this human being doesn't develop this understanding in due course of his aging, it is a big waste. Yes, then age is just a number. Age is just a number. The living entity in the material nature thus follows the way of life. क्या कैसे enjoy करता है व्यक्ति? Someone said we enjoy life, the best way, make the best enjoyment in life. You can enjoy only when you associate yourself in one of the three modes of nature. या तो आप रजोगुण में खुशी एंजॉय करोगे या सतोगुण में, रजोगुण में, सतोगुण में या तमोगुण में, तीनों में से एक गुणों में आप बैठ के हमेशा आप so called enjoyment करोगे. What does this mean? Can anyone give me an understanding to this? I'll come further understand this verse to you a little more. Before, अब तक क्या समझ में आया? हर व्यक्ति कहीं ना कहीं किसी ना किसी तरीके से तीन गुणों के नीचे अधीन होता है, इधर सतोगुण और रजोगुण और तमोगुण, goodness, passion and ignorance. In these three gunas only one associates that type of enjoyment one can achieve. For example, many people like enjoying a lot of drinking alcohol, smoking, doing gambling, illicit sex. So what does this mean? Some people love, अरे आज तो बढ़िया है, संडे है, घर पे चिकन खाएंगे, मटन खाएंगे. For him that is enjoyment. So how does this enjoyment actually come into picture? It only comes into picture when the person associates it this three gunas, one of the three gunas, either in satogun or in rajogun or in tamogun. Many people are, no, it's a weekend, I should drink, I should do merrymaking. What does this mean? This means that person is associated with the mode of ignorance. One person, no, even on a weekend, I will not take an holiday, I will do my business, my office job, and I will earn more money. This is state of rajogun, passion. जब व्यक्ति पैशन में रहता है, इसी तरह का कार्य करेगा, इसी तरह का जीवन जीने का कोशिश करेगा, even working hard on a Saturday or Sunday. But last but not the least, सतोगुण व्यक्ति वो भी खुशी खाएगा. कैसे लेगा वो शायद सुबह उठ के पहले जल्दी उठेगा, आज छुट्टी है इसके लिए जल्दी उठेगा, और फिर कहीं ना कहीं महाभारत या रामायण पढ़ेगा या कोई ना कोई धार्मिक किताब पढ़कर उसका ज्ञान लेगा, कुछ ना सही कहीं ना कहीं धार्मिक लेक्चर या सत्संग करेगा. This is a benefit of satsang is after such a long time somebody gets many births, he gets a chance for listening to satsang or harikatha. So that is what this verse is clearly indicating, that the living entity in material nature thus follows the way of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. Due to his association with the material nature, thus he meets good and evil throughout his life. Other than that, what do we understand by maturity? Can anyone add on to that by saying what maturity they have got?
They should know when, they should know how to act according to the situation and the difference between right and wrong.
Okay, something.
प्रभु जी,
That's a good.
मैच्योरिटी में इमोशंस पर कंट्रोल हो जाता है.
मैच्योरिटी में इमोशंस पे कंट्रोल हो जाता है.
आ जाता है जैसे जैसे मैच्योर होते जाते हैं.
हाँ, जैसे हम बच्चे को बोलते हैं अभी रोना मत बेटा, अभी तो बड़ा हो गया है, दर्द होता रहेगा तो सह लेना, ऐसा
नहीं. जैसे चीजों को हम कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं, जैसे हम गुस्सा होते हैं या हम रोने लगते हैं, पर धीरे धीरे हम जब मैच्योर हो जाते हैं तो हमें गंभीरता आ जाती है. हाँ.
Okay, you're not fully correct. Anybody else would like to add? Yes, Mudit, what happened? Where is Mudit? वो drained out लगता है.
No, Prabhuji, you're only.
Yes, then tell me what is the maturity and what is immaturity? What do you call as maturity with age? With 1 year, in 1 year you have been maturing with me. So tell me, what is your realization?
Two ways you can put it according to me at the moment, Prabhuji, is maturing in your spirituality, whereby you're learning the true purpose of your life and getting out of the circle of life and death. And you're maturing with life. As a kid, I'll give you my example. I probably haven't been brought up in a religious family in a per se that सब भगवान को मानते हैं, सब पूजा पाठ करते हैं, not religious, but over the past year I have matured with you to understand what is the purpose of my life and how I should achieve it and what should be the purpose of my life. That is one thing that I can say what maturity is.
Okay.
Other than this, maturity is that as a kid, priorities are there that I want to play. Then when you come in midlife, I have to take care of my family. You grow in responsibility towards the exterior environment that you have, and you take decisions as per those environment.
Okay. Before I go ahead with making you understanding this verse and another verse, I will ask you all one question. Why do the present trend, we are seeing children not respecting their grandfathers, grandparents, or even their parents to a great extent. पहले तो कहते थे दादाजी दबी दिख जाते थे घर में, या तो कम से कम रोज सुबह उठ के एक बार तो हम लोग दादाजी का पैर पढ़ते थे या दादी का पैर पढ़ते थे. बड़े बूढ़ों का, बुजुर्गों का आशीर्वाद लेना एक पार्ट ऑफ अवर डेली रूटीन हुआ करता था. आज माँ बाप को बच्चों को बोलना पड़ता है, पढ़ रहे दादाजी आ गए, पैर पढ़, फिर भी नहीं पढ़ते हैं. सो व्हाई दिस चेंज, व्हाई दिस शिफ्ट हैज कम?
प्रभु जी, एक तो वेस्टर्न कल्चर जो आया है, पाश्चात्य सभ्यता जिसको हम बोलते हैं, उसको लोग अपना आदर्श बनाते जा रहे हैं, और हमारे जो पुराना कल्चर है उसको वो समझते हैं कि ये तो मतलब दे आर आउटडेटेड रिचुअल्स. ऐसे नई पीढ़ी शायद ऐसा समझती है,
नहीं,
उनका आदर्श बदलते जा रहे हैं.
ओके, चलो मैंने वो पॉइंट भी ले लिया, बट व्हाट इज द मेजर रीजन टुडे व्हाई इट इज हैपनिंग? हो रहा है ना. हाँ, कलयुग में क्या हो गया? कलयुग में आप भी बैठे हो ना बेटा, इतना बढ़िया बैठे हो आप भी.
ये जो परिवार अलग अलग हो गए हैं, तो शायद बच्चे उसके कारण परिवार के बारे में समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं. अगर उन्हें अपने दूसरों को देखा होता कि इस तरह किया जाता है तो करने लगते. जो न्यूक्लियर फैमिली हो गई है आजकल.
No, that's not the reason.
Prabhuji, nowadays, children think that they are too smart and they are smarter than their parents or the grandparents, and they know more than them.
Okay, good.
Krishna Prabhu, one more thing is like parents has to like develop that culture at home. So the elderly, I can say. So if that is there at home, the seeing them as an example, the children can inculcate the cultural habits. So this should be, as a family, it should be cultivated.
Who's speaking, by the way?
My name is Sunita Prabhu.
Sunita, okay. I mean, you're associated with any member of the group by any chance? I just want to know about you, that's all.
Yes, I have joined the Facebook, the quiz thing.
Okay, so okay. Oh, okay. You already connected to ISKCON somewhere?
Yes, Prabhu, in Bangalore.
In Bangalore, okay. Fine. Very nice input. Very nice input. Thank you. But there's still something which is more important to understand in this with respect to aging. Okay. रागिनी श्याम माता जी, कहाँ थे आप? आजकल दर्शन कम हो गए आपके, बड़े दुर्लभ हो गए आपके दर्शन.
नहीं प्रभु जी, मैंने ज्वाइन किया था, फिर कनेक्शन चला गया था तो अगेन ज्वाइन किया. ठीक
है ना, एक काम कीजिए, हर संडे को आप सैटरडे वहां से निकल जाइए, संडे को यहाँ आके क्लास अटेंड करके वापस चले जाइए. कनेक्शन टूटने का सवाल ही नहीं रहेगा. Yes, Mataji, आपको क्या लगता है? What is the reason for nowadays youngsters not respecting the elderly grandparents and parents?
प्रभु जी, firstly, we are also responsible for it. For example, बहुत छोटा सी reason है कि my mother wakes up at 5 o'clock and हम डर के 8 बजे उठ जाते थे, मतलब by 7 and by 8 we should take the bath if we are downstairs in front of my grandmother. हमारी But now we are getting at 6 and 7 और हमारे बच्चे 9 बजे उठ रहे हैं और हम बोल भी रहे हैं like उठ जाओ, and they are not getting up due to corona and all those things. So somewhere we want to teach them moral values, but we are being very lenient with our moral values. So I personally feel this could be one of the reason कि हमारे पेरेंट्स जितने ज्यादा अच्छे से सब चीज कर रहे थे, हम उतना नहीं कर रहे, lenient हो गए हैं, comfortable हो गए अपनी लाइफ में, और हमारे बच्चे उससे ज्यादा comfortable हो गए हैं.
Okay. Now I'll make one small statement to what you have made, but first before that I would like to take Samir Prabhu has raised his hand. I would like to listen to him.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्णा जी.
प्रभु जी, मेरे हिसाब से ना, जैसे हम जब छोटे छोटे थे तो हमारी दादी कैसे हमसे बातें ही इतनी ऊपर लेवल की करती थी, जैसे राम भगवान की, कृष्ण भगवान की, प्रहलाद की, ध्रुव की, तो हम अच्छा सुनते भी थे और हमारे में वो अच्छे संस्कार भी इनकलकेट होते थे कि हम सोचते थे कि नहीं, हमें मतलब जितना हमारा विचार कैसा होता है, जो हम सुनते हैं, जो एनवायरनमेंट में रहते हैं, हमारे विचार भी वैसे ही होने लगते हैं.
Okay.
तो मेरे हिसाब से अभी आजकल के बच्चे क्या, पेरेंट्स भी ज्यादातर टीवी में इसमें तो उसमें जो देखते हैं वैसे ज्यादातर टाइम उसमें ही जाता है सबका, कि टीवी देखो, मोबाइल देखो, व्हाट्सएप करो। मतलब आज छोटे छोटे बच्चे भी व्हाट्सएप और फेसबुक प्राइम वीडियोस देखने लगे हैं।
क्या इन कारणों के, इन चीजों, इनफैक्ट अगर आप टीवी सीरियल्स में देखें ना, भले
तो
वो
उसमें-
नकली है, भले वो नकली है, उसमें पैर पड़ते हैं।
नहीं, पर प्रभु
असली
जी हम,
जिंदगी में पैर नहीं पड़ रहे हैं हम लोग।
हाँ, तो अभी बच्चे वो सुन ही नहीं रहे हैं ना, जैसे
वो
हमारा गीता हुआ, भागवतम हुआ।
कहते हैं ना, जो देखा है वही इनकलकेट करना चाहिए ना। सो द प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट दैट, माताजी। यस, दिशा माताजी इज रेज्ड हैंड, आई विल टॉक टू हर आल्सो। यस माताजी।
प्रभु जी, मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि जब हम छोटे थे, हमको हमारे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से बहुत अटैचमेंट था, प्यार था, एक रिस्पेक्ट भी थी, जो आजकल के बच्चों में, मतलब आई डोंट फील कि मेरे बच्चों को उस लेवल का प्यार और रिस्पेक्ट है अपने ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से, व्हाट आई हैड विद माय ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स। प्रोबेबली आई फील दैट इज वन रीजन।
अच्छा, मैं एक उल्टा और एक सवाल पूछता हूँ बिफोर आई गो टू द आंसर, सो दैट आई लाइक टू गेट द आंसर फ्रॉम योर माउथ। पैर क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए? हम लोग बोलते हैं, आज भी हम बोलते हैं, ठीक है, नहीं पढ़ते वो एक बात हो गई, बट हम लोग बच्चों को
आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए, जितना हम दुआ,
क्या आशीर्वाद,
आशीर्वाद लेंगे,
क्या आशीर्वाद देंगे, कैसे आशीर्वाद देंगे, और वो आशीर्वाद देने लायक कैसे बनते हैं?
आशीर्वाद देने लायक कैसे बनते हैं?
What, just because you're old, have you got the qualification to give blessings to your younger ones, or there is some other reason?
Probably because they are old and
old तो anyway, माताजी, old तो one minute, old तो by default कोई ना कोई, हर कोई बनने वाला है। There is no possibility। आपका बच्चा भी एक दिन बूढ़ा होने वाला ही है, जिंदगी भर वो बच्चा तो रहने वाला नहीं है। तो उसके अंदर क्या ऐसे अचानक क्वालिटीज डेवलप हो गए कि वो उसके पोते और उसके बच्चे आके उसके पैर पड़े? Yes, yes, 1 minute. Mudit has raised his hand for a long time. All of you, please mute yourself. All of you, mute yourself, please. Yes, Mudit, speak. Mudit,
Prabhuji,
your video is not on. You have to take bath.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Prabhuji,
challenging, no? 11 o'clock in the morning, getting up and getting a bath is a challenging job nowadays. Okay, go ahead.
Prabhuji, the reason today that youngsters don't do anything is they don't know the reason why they're supposed to do. They want practical reasons, you know.
Hey, don't say that, huh? You yourself have not taken your bath. There is no reason to be given for that. Still, you have not done it. So this also proves you're a lazy person.
Yeah,
you should have got up earlier.
We're lazy. We're lazy. We don't know the reason. So, you know,
that is the characteristic feature of Kali Yuga, Mataji, Prabhuji. Kali Yuga itself, it is said, प्रायण अल्प आयुष्य सभ्य कलव अस्मिन् युगे जनः मंद सुमंद मथयो मंद भाग्य ही उपद्यतः। मंद भाग्य भी मंद है, पर्सन का माइंड भी इतना मंद है, आज 4 फोन नंबर याद नहीं रहता है किसी को। तो दिस इज कलयुग की परिभाषा है। माय क्वेश्चन वाज, फॉर व्हाट, हाउ डज वन बिकम ओल्ड
and also
and gets entitled to give blessings? You know, when I see many people,
they get entitled to
putting
give
in the
blessings because over.
बोलिए।
They get entitled, Prabhuji, to give blessings because they've done so much pious activities for their lifetime.
What pious
because
activities?
of that,
you come near the answer, but you're not given the answer. Okay, Ragini Mataji, speak. Okay. Mudit, complete.
No, so all the piety, अगर आप कुछ अच्छा किए ही नहीं हो,
क्या
तो
अच्छा? That's my question. क्या अच्छा? बहुत पैसा बनाया,
नहीं, पूजा पाठ करते हैं,
पोता आके पैर पड़ेगा, दादाजी बहुत धन दौलत है आपके पास, बार बार आपको मैं पैर पड़ रहा हूँ।
That is an ulterior motive.
हाँ, then why? What is the purpose?
They get eligible.
अच्छा,
They rise in.
1 minute. आशीर्वाद में भी हम लोग क्या कहते हैं?
सुखी रहो।
नहीं, सुखी बाद में रहो, चिरंजीवी रहो, आयुष्मान भव, लॉन्ग लाइफ।
उनके पास ही नहीं है तो कैसे दे सकते हैं?
ठीक है, आशीर्वाद बस से दुआएं तो निकल रही है ना। ये बात अलग है. Everyone has got his own lifespan. That is true. No one can add on it or reduce it. But what is the purpose behind it? That's what I want to know. I'll come back to you, Mudit. Yes, Ragini Mataji, speak now.
प्रभु जी, जब हम अपना जीवन सतोगुण में जीते हैं और भगवान की पूजा पाठ करते हैं, तो शायद हमारे पास कुछ अच्छी क्वालिटीज आ जाती होंगी जिससे हमारी अच्छे ब्लेसिंग्स हम दे सके.
ठीक है. Yes, Sunita Mataji, you have raised your hand.
Okay, what I think is, Prabhu, like in the olden days, they were following, I don't know, because they're the parampara of the scriptures reading, that is not now that much. So that thing was there more in the earlier days, olden days. So with that, it's all given in the scriptures itself. So they follow that, and that's how at that time they were taking the blessings from the elderlies.
Okay. Okay. Disha Mataji, you want to speak something? I would like to listen to you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji may be of good karams.
Okay. Good karmas and bad karmas are all a different ball game altogether. Okay. Now I would like to speak 2 minutes. Just now I started the class by saying that someone who is at the age of 80 and he's doing, or 90, and he's doing some dancing. Is that maturity? क्या उससे व्यक्ति मैच्योर होता है? व्यक्ति मैच्योर हो जाने का मतलब क्या है? When an elderly person acts like a young person, ignorantly, not trying to understand the true purpose of life and behaving the same way, अगर बच्चा बेवकूफी कर रहा है, suppose a young child wants to put his finger in the fire, he can do it because he is ignorant about it. He doesn't know आग से आग लग, आग से मुझे चटका लगेगा या मेरा हाथ जल जाएगा. He doesn't know about it. But the same, if an old person puts his finger in the fire, what would you call him? मतलब क्या हो गया? आपको क्या पागल हो गया क्या? आप उंगली डाल रहे हैं, बच्चों वाली हरकतें कर रहे हो आप. Means what? You are doing activities which are immature. And what are the maturity in life? We generally speak, oh, I have to be grave. मैं घर का दादाजी हूँ, मैं घर का दादी हूँ. I have to be speaking less. Okay, fine. These are all side, what do you say, part of the movie. The actual part is, the crux is, one has to mature himself by what? First and foremost, उत्क्रमतां सितं वापि भुञ्जनां वा गुणान्वितं विमूढा न अनुपश्यति पश्यति ज्ञानचक्षुषः. It clearly states that how one leaves this body and takes up another body. This is the first understanding a person should have. That is what we call it as maturing. Even a small child can be matured, subject to he learns the spiritual understanding. He gets the spiritual understanding. And what is that? Simple. Death. Understanding death is maturity. कैसा एक व्यक्ति अपना शरीर छोड़ता है और अपना subtle body लेते हुए, एक soul and subtle body together with the subtle body takes up another body, एक दूसरा शरीर में जन्म प्रवेश करता है और माँ के उदर से प्रवेश करके हुए वहां से जन्म लेके वापस इस धरती पे आता है. Going to the mother's womb and again taking back again the birth. This knowledge which someone gets is what is called as maturity. Otherwise, I also go to the pub, you also go to the pub, and after having a grandfather who is doing all the dirty activities in the world, is it worth for the child to go and fall in their grandfather's feet or grandparents' feet? And even if he falls down as a good-natured boy, what blessings can they give? Because they themselves are not taken up to the spiritual path. They themselves are loitering in the material world. And what is spiritual path? First, it demands of is success, is some sacrifice from all of you all. Only through sacrifice one can be successful in devotion service. Now, how is the sacrifice coming into the picture? First and foremost, people generally say, why you have to sacrifice to come into devotional service? You have to sacrifice certain things just to become a human being. सिर्फ एक इंसान बनने के लिए. No meditating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. और अगर कोई बुजुर्ग व्यक्ति ये 4 चीज करता रहे और फिर भी वो सोचे नहीं मैं घर का परिवार का बड़ा सदस्य हूं और मैं सबको मुझे आशीर्वाद देना है, then he is a big fool. All of you will open 15.10. I just read the words, now I'm making you understand this. उत्क्रमतां सतम वापि भुंजनां वा गुणान्वितं विमूढ़ा न अनुपश्यति पश्यति ज्ञान चक्षुषः. Lord clearly says in this verse, the foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the 3 modes of nature. One whose eyes are tainted with knowledge can see this. बस ये difference जो व्यक्ति देख पाता है, that is maturity. That is the main maturity. That is what you can say that person is in knowledge. And जब व्यक्ति ये लेवल तक पहुंच जाता है, he is smart enough or big enough or entitled to give you blessings. Because उसने जिंदगी की सच्चाई समझ ली है. He is a person who is controlling his senses, not that like other people, he is also enjoying to his senses to the fullest. Unrestricted enjoyment to the fullest he is doing. What is the use of that unrestricted happiness or unrestricted sense gratification, sense pleasure? And you call that a mature? मैं इसके लिए हमेशा कहता हूं, सिर्फ इंसान के बाल पकते हैं, कभी कुत्ते का या कौवे का बाल कभी सफेद नहीं होता है. हम लोग अक्सर एक जोक करते हैं, अरे तेरे बाल तो पक गए, मतलब तो अभी बूढ़ा हो गया. Means what? You are supposed to show some sign of maturity, and maturity is to learn from where have I come, where am I supposed to go after death. Atato Brahma Jigyasa is the first criteria one should develop in his mind. अगर वो ही develop नहीं करता, it's a big waste. So this is the reason today many people are not following at the elders' feet, because the activities what they are doing doesn't invite for blessings. But the same thing, when a person is austere, he is doing penance, he is following the devotional path, and he is staying strict by his vows, he automatically, you demand respect. You cannot ask for respect. You cannot beg for respect. Hey, I am your grandfather, please come and fall at my feet. But your behavior and act has to be such that someone comes and falls at your feet. By the way, scientifically, it's coming to the topic, coming back to our topic, the art of dying. Every 7 years, the entire cells in your body are a new set of cells. The old cells have to die and the new cells have to take place. Dr. Vanreka Mataji, am I right?
वो पुराने जो हमारी सेल्स होती हैं वो मरती जाती हैं और उसकी जगह पे नई सेल्स आते जाते हैं. और
तो
ये कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस चलती रहती है बॉडी में.
कहते हैं कि 7 साल में पूरा नया सेट आ जाता है.
अलग अलग सेल का प्रभु जी अलग अलग होता है. जैसे आरबीसी होते हैं, रेड ब्लड कार्पोसेल्स, उनको बोलते हैं 120 डेज में रीजनरेट हो जाते हैं. कुछ अलग अलग समय पे होते हैं, उतना याद नहीं है प्रभु जी.
Yes, okay. I just am to generalize. We generally says her 7 years, every 7 years you are having a new set of cells. That means what? We are as it is dying daily. चाहे वो एक बच्चा हो या बूढ़ा हो, dying of the cells is happening daily. So the process of dying is on. Every day we are moving. If you are on a scale of 0 to, let's say 100 years are going to stay, we are moving one day closer and closer to death. So this is what is the situation we have to understand. When our body is dying daily, we think, ना अभी क्या है, बुढ़ापे में करेंगे भक्ति, what's a big deal? जवानी में तो अभी जिंदगी के मजे लुटने के दिन हैं. I am supposed to enjoy my youthhood in every possible ways, as a donkey, as an animal does. And generally, what are the things which we consider as happiness? Eating nicely, sleeping nicely, mating nicely, and fighting very nicely. And that's also Shastra says, when you are living with just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, you are just an very nice, polished animal. Dvipadiya Pashu, a sophisticated animal. That's it. And that is why we are not able to understand why these qualities of death, wrinkles coming in your face, your eyesight becoming weak, your hair turning out gray. These are all signs and symptoms which are supposed to be treated like notices given to from the court. The court sends a notice. Generally, we have seen this. The court sends a notice. Means what? Now you have to come and attend us. Similarly, death is giving us notice. Your hair is graying. You're developing wrinkles. You're not able to be as agile as you were when you were a small child. So now it is time for you to take up for devotion service. And that is where the problem lies. Now the bigger question is, कई बार लोग कहते हैं प्रभु जी जिंदगी में मजा नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम बहुत है, लगता है आत्महत्या कर लूं, जिंदगी खत्म कर लूं. Foolish people are there who talk this nonsense. But above that, I have a very important point is, why does one take birth? Before learning the art of dying, let's learn the art of taking birth. हमारा जन्म, हमको जन्म कैसे मिलता है, हमको एक शरीर कैसे मिलता है? Yes, Sunita Mataji, are you there? You can answer.
Why do we take birth, Prabhu? This is the question.
Yes. How do we get birth?
Okay, due to our karmas. So we have our karmas, right? Like we have to fulfill. That's why we are into
not
this.
Fulfill our karmas. To suffer or enjoy the karmas, we are forced to take birth. Yes, Shastra clearly says, what is karma? Please go to 8th chapter, 3rd verse. All of you, please go to 8th chapter, 3rd verse. Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svavo Adhyatma Uchyate. The last 2 lines is very, very important. Bhut Bhava Udbhava Karo Visarga Karma Samjanaritaha. What does this mean? भूत भवो उद्भव करो, मरना और वापस जन्म लेना, इसका कारण क्या है? एंड विसर्ग इज कंप्लीशन. भव मीन्स टू टेक बर्थ एंड विसर्ग मीन्स कंप्लीशन और एंड. ये क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ कर्मस. सो लॉर्ड क्लियरली स्टेट्स दिस. Whoever, already in the 2nd chapter, what does Lord say to Arjuna? जातसे ध्रुवम मृत्यु ध्रुवम जन्म मृत्युस्य च तस्माद् अपरिहार्यार्थे नात्वं सोचतम अर्हसि. Whoever takes birth is sure to die, and whoever dies is sure to take birth again. जो मरेगा वो जन्म लेगा, और जो जन्म लेगा कभी ना कभी तो उसकी मौत आनी ही है. So, as this 8th verse says, activities what you do, by that your next body is getting prepared. आप जो भी कार्य आज कर रहे हो, एक कर्म कर रहे हो, उसका अच्छा या बुरा फल निकल रहा है. There is some good and bad qualities which is generated in the due course of time. And what will be this generation of due course of time? One is to take a new body to enjoy or suffer that karmas what he has created. Now the $1 million question to all of you all is, अगर कर्म है, कोई सफर कर रहा है या कोई एंजॉय कर रहा है, what is happening to the karmas? Can anyone give me an idea of this? What is happening to this karmas? Suppose, let's say Shivdat gets a lottery of 10 crores and he starts enjoying life king size. What do you will call that, Prabhu? Yes, Shivdat, what do you call?
We are getting entangled more and more, Prabhu.
All right, okay, that's good. But what is happening? What is happening?
Then he is creating more bad karmas, suffering.
Okay, that's all. I agree with you all. What you're saying is not wrong. But with respect to the art of dying, what relevance does it have?
We are creating the next body after.
No. That's already said, na? Bhut bhava udbhava karo, visarga samjanitah, karma samjanitah. It's already said in the Bhagavad Gita. What does the actual understanding one should have? Suppose, as I told you, Mataji, you'll land up getting a 100 crore lottery and having a nice palatial house and everything is there. Means what? What is happening?
Your karmas are getting fulfilled.
Yes, no, not fulfilled. Your exhausting. Yes.
Exhausting it, yeah.
Your karmas are dying. By each birth, your karmas are dying. So to kill the karmas, you're taking birth. Chahe wo dukh ho ya sukh ho, whether it be happiness or distress. Some people have got a literally pathetic lifestyle. Day in and day out, they are suffering. And they are helpless. They can't do anything. Even in happiness, suppose someone gives you 100 crores, you say, no, I don't want to not have to exhaust my good karmas. Let me exhaust my bad karmas. You cannot. You don't have a choice. God is very clear. He doesn't give you a choice. भाई तुम्हारे कर्म तुम ही एंजॉय करो. Lord clearly says, न दते कश्चित् पापम न च सुकृतिं विभुम अज्ञानेन आवृतं ज्ञानम तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः. What does this mean? न अदते कश्चित् पापम, ना मैं किसी का पाप लेता हूं, ना च सुकृतिम विभुम, ना किसी की सुकृति, that is pious deeds I do not take. Both are his own. खुद का है, खुद का कमाइए, खुद एंजॉय करो. So whenever our karmas are going on, what are we actually doing? We are burning off our karmas, or our karmas are dying. But in that bargain, we are creating a new set of karmas for which a new body we will have to take. ये तो पुराने past earned credits है, जो आपके जो पुराने credits हैं, they are getting burned off. But what about the new credits which you're creating now? Yes, you all said that, but you all don't realize that this itself is exhausting of the past karmas. So we are dying as per the cell. Every 7 years you get a new cell. The cell dies, and as a doctor interpreted, every cell has got a different way, age limit. Some dies fast, some dies slow. Secondly, not just the cell, that is the body is dying. Along with that, our karmas are also dying. But the problem is we always want only the good karmas. We don't want the bad karmas. Bad karmas, please transfer it to my neighbor's head, and uska good karmas transfer to my head. That is our general attitude. But the problem is we are suffering and enjoying our own karmas. So what does this actually mean? What does this actually give us an understanding with respect to art of dying? Maturity and an understanding. Yes, this is because of the past karmas I am enjoying or suffering, as the case may be. But I should not be as ignorant I was when I was as a child. So what do you have to do? You have to take up devotional service. Then by doing that, you are preparing for your final moment, the final exam. And that final exam is nothing else but death. मौत आनी है, उसकी तैयारी क्या करोगे? हम लोग अक्सर एक छोटी सी यात्रा, like I want to go from here to Bombay to Delhi. Might be just for one day also, but I have to carry a small baggage, carrying my cosmetics, my office files, my might be my clothes, my suit, and all that stuff will be there. एक छोटी सी यात्रा, 2 दिन 4 दिन घूमने के लिए जाते वक्त we need to carry some luggage, or we need to pack something and take with us. When we are going for a never return journey, should we not prepare ourselves for death? What box have you prepared to carry it along with you? The most important thing is, जब हम लोग छोटी सी यात्रा करने जाते हैं, यहाँ से 4 दिन हम लोग वृंदावन घूमने जाते हैं कभी कभी, उसके लिए भी 2 बॉक्स लेके जाना पड़ता है. सुबह ये कपड़े पहनूंगा, शाम को ये पहनूंगा, फंक्शन रहेगा तो कुछ और पहनूंगा. We have some entire distributed way of enjoying the shastra. Enjoying our material world. And what does the shastra say is different, totally different. Forget it. But in spite of that, some basic luggage has to be carried. So for the final ultimate journey, what packing have you all done? That is the question. Before I go ahead, let me speak to Ragini Mataji. She has raised her hand.
Prabhuji, like we have good karmas and bad karmas, but one thing more which I want to ask you is that whatever wisdom that we are getting, that is also because of the God.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
So why this wisdom is on few people and not on everyone?
I'll add another tone to this. I asked you last week, you were not there. I asked the other students, suppose you fall sick and after becoming all right, and a hospital has charged you, let's say 3 lakh rupees, the hospital has charged you. So when you go for getting it reimbursed from the Mediclaim company, can you just walk into any Mediclaim and tell them, please, आप मेरा ये कर दो, reimburse कर दो? You should be connected to some Mediclaim company by paying a premium every year. Then they will consider your case and returning back to you. Are you getting this point, Mother ji? ऐसे घर बैठे आपको कोई आके मदद नहीं करने वाला है. अगर आप किसी से जुड़े हो, अगर आप स्कूल से जुड़े हो, कॉलेज से जुड़े हो, आपके ऑफिस से जुड़े हो, ऑफिस will take care some, at least they will play some role to with for your well-being. But if you are not connected, how you are going to get benefited? So you need to be connected. Are you getting the point, Mataji? I mean, you can speak now.
Nothing, Prabhuji. I don't want to speak. I just want to listen.
Okay, your child son is making you dance too much. Huh? You can understand that. Okay. The point you can understand this is, you are saying, Prabhuji, अगर मेरे पास सुकृति नहीं होती तो क्या मैं भक्ति में आ सकती हूँ क्या? Lord, what does Lord say? चतुर्विधा भजन्ते माम जन सुकृतिनो अर्जुना. आर्थो जिज्ञासु अर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतरसभ. So there are 4 types of people who come to me, God says. And who are the 4 types? Artho, Jigyasu, Artharthi, and Jnani. Artho means one who is in distress. Jigyasu, who wants to know about the Lord. Artharthi, who wants money. And last is one who is in knowledge, full knowledge. ये 4 तरह के लोग आते हैं, मगर चारों के पास एक important common factor है. और वो common factor क्या है? They are having pious credits. That is what Lord says as Sukriti. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna. Artho jigyasu artharthi jnani cha bharatrasva. And what does Lord say for those demons who do not come to him? Namam dushtitano mudha prapadyante naradhama. Lord says, सुकृति जिसके पास नहीं है और वो असुर है, असुर भाव है, जिसके अंदर कोई भी मतलब अच्छा गुण नहीं है, वो व्यक्ति मेरे पास आएगा ही नहीं, वो भगवद गीता क्लास में आएगा ही नहीं. He will be sleeping. He'll be sleeping at this time also. It's just 12 o'clock. अभी तो इसके लिए morning भी नहीं हुआ. It's just early morning around 3 o'clock for someone who has slept at morning 4 o'clock. Some people go to sleep just thinking that, oh, I don't need, whole night is meant to enjoy. A demonic way of thinking about it. So the point which I was making here was, even our karmas are dying in the due course of time. So what do we understand from this? The art of dying deals with basically never to create new set of more karmas. नए कर्मों को और जन्म नहीं देना है हमको, क्योंकि कर्म आएगा तो जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. We will be forced to take birth again just because we have some karmas to be exhausted, good or bad, both. जो उनमें से एक भी रहेगा, you will have to take birth again. So what does this mean? How do I learn the art of dying? By doing the art of a karma which does not give you any good karmas or bad karmas. The fruits are not at all coming out of it. And if the fruit come, you will have to take birth again. तो अगर आप अकर्म करते हो, then you are not at all entitled for any new karmas. So you are now entitled to get liberated. You need not take birth again. But then उसके लिए भी कुछ procedure है, कुछ करना पड़ेगा आपको. And what is that procedure? What have you got to do? Devotional service as per given in the Shastra. Shastra gives you a, many people in Kali Yuga have got this dirty habit of doing devotional service or so-called devotional service in a whimsical manner, in a manner in which they are happy. I can do this. very nicely I can do. I love doing this nonsense, and I call it spirituality. People generally have got this attitude, and when we go to correct them, we say, no, 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 I am God loving, I am not God fearing. Who has asked you to fear God? But if you want to be God loving, uska bhi ek tarika hai. You can't just love God the way you want to do it. You have to love God the way it is recommended by in the Shastra. If you all want, I mean, people generally come to an understanding. Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachiti Tadham Bhaktya Upahartam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. What does this mean? Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. कोई भी चार चीज में से एक चीज दे दो या चारों दे दो, तो क्या इसके मतलब कल tomorrow you will start plucking some flowers and offering it as food? Patram, Pushpam, leaves. Pushpam means flower, Phal means fruits, and Toyam means water. ये चार चीज आप भगवान को ऑफर करोगे और खुद रबड़ी मलाई हलवा पूरी खाओगे क्या? For yourself it will be a different set of food items, and for someone else it will be a different set of food items, and that to the Supreme God who has given you everything, you are not going to offer him. So the art of dying means first and foremost preparing ourselves with this fact. Yes, I am not eternal, I am going to die, and prepare for it from today, because we none of us are living life. We are all living to cut our karmas, forced to live to cut our karmas. Some good karmas, okay, I may be born as a very rich man or a very powerful man, but how long? 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, not more than that. All from including Hitler to the biggest Napoleon to Alexander, everyone have tried to rule the world thinking that they were gods. But then what was the realization they had at the end moment of life? And we are so busy lording over this dirty material nature when we actually belong to the spiritual world where we can go up. So art of dying doesn't mean, hi, hi, main mar jaunga. Hi, hi, what will happen to me? I'll die. You are going to die. I am going to die. We all are going to die one day or the other. But better prepare ourselves. Better prepare ourselves. Problems in life comes, but many people think, I'm committing suicide, my problem is over. No, your problem is not over, because your problem is your own karmas is giving you problems. Nobody else is giving you problems. It's only and only your personal earned karmas which you are encashing in every birth, be it be a human birth or an animal birth, be it be a rich man or an old poor man, be it be a young boy or an old man. All these are our own things. And when they are dying, why are you trying to make them more, increase more? The first art of dying is no more creation of karmas. New karmas we should not create. We should refrain as much as possible from creating new karmas, so that after death we become entitled for liberation. Second, death is for sure, but at the time of the time of death approaches, many times people don't know that morning I'm talking to you, I don't know today evening whether I'll be living or not. Nobody knows. Death is so uncertain. So what we have to do at that time? We have to prepare right now for that moment, because it is a surprise test. You know how you have a surprise test in the schools? Similarly, you will have a surprise test in your life, and that is death. Inevitable death. And उस मौत से बचने के लिए आप कोशिश मत करना, बस उस मौत को फेस करने के लिए करना कोशिश. Try to face death rather than to evade death. One should take care of the property of this Lord, which is this body. This body has been given by Lord. And again, I give you the same example. This body is like a rocket to launch a satellite of the soul in the spiritual orbit. Like you need to send a satellite in the space, you need a rocket. So similarly, God has given us this body. This body is not eternal. It is short. But in that short span, you have to use that and get out of the cycle of birth and death. That is the most important criteria we should learn from this art of dying. इसके अलावा, there's one more point. We generally tend to forget it. At the end moment, हम लोग कई बार सुने हैं, Raja Maharaja log, kings, like King Parikshit Maharaj. What did he do? When he got the news that he's going to die in 7 days, what did he do? He gave it to his son, all the kingdom, the whole planet was his. He gave the entire planet to his son, Jaimajay, and he renounced and he left. Here in Kali Yuga, nobody is being asked to leave the house because there are no jungles anyway. You can't go for Vanaprastha also. कोई वन ही नहीं बचा तो वानप्रस्थ कहाँ से जाओगे आप लोग? So at least staying in this material world, you can get yourself detached to some extent, if not fully. And what is the purpose of getting detached? If you don't get detached from this material world, you cannot attach yourself to the spiritual world. Otherwise, you will be really in a soup. Like traveling in two boats simultaneously. It's not possible. If you want to keep your legs in two different boats simultaneously, I'm sure we are all going to get drowned. Drowned in this Bhavasagar, the ocean of misery. But many times, just because we get some chapala sukha, it's a flickering happiness we get, and we think, oh, that's how we enjoy life. And enjoyment, I've always told you all, happiness is just a gap between two sadnesses. What is happiness? दो खुशी के बीच में जो एक पल आता है जिसमें हमको खुशी नहीं रहता है, या दो गम के बीच में जो एक पल आता है जिसको हम शांति या खुशी समझते हैं, वही है हमारे लिए हैप्पीनेस. बट देन दैट इज वेरी शॉर्ट ट्रिप्ड. You lose that part very easily. So the best part is, let us prepare for our death. It is sure shot, no way avoiding for it. As much as possible, when your bad karmas are being burnt off, by which you are getting some problem or the other, be happy. मेरे बुरे कर्म कट रहे हैं. Instead of getting depressed at that situation, instead of getting morose at the situation, okay, God, this is my own karmas. They are burning off. I'm happy now that my karmas are going to get burnt off. At least I have become entitled to go for liberation. But the problem is, we have got millions and trillions of births we have taken as humans, and we have never done devotional service. So all that karmas is like as big as Mount Meru. But Lord says, the second chapter, you can burn off all these karmas. And what is the verse saying that? Buddhi yukta jahati hai, ube sukrute dushkrute, tasmat yoga yujisyasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. What does this mean? Your good karmas and bad karmas, one has to burn both of them. One has to burn both of them, and that is possible only by devotional service. Because when you are involved in devotional service, all your time is engaged in that process, and because of that, you don't have to incur new karmas. और जब आपके कर्म दोनों कट गए, benefit of devotional service is you are not creating new karmas. At the same time, you are burning off your past karmas. And that is why the word used is buddhi yukta jahatiya. Jahatiya means you burn off. Buddhi yukta jahatiya ubhe sukrute dushkrute. Ubhe means both your sukriti and dushkriti. हम लोग अक्सर सोचते हैं सुख है तो प्रभु जी रहने दो ना, एक और जन्म ले लेते हैं, अंबानी बन के जिएंगे, खुशी से रहेंगे. Let me take birth as Ambani and stay happy for some times. What is the problem for me? I can also enjoy life. पूरी जिंदगी तो मैंने तकलीफ उठाया, बट वो एक जिंदगी, खुशी की जिंदगी जीने के लिए या बढ़िया जिंदगी जीने के चक्कर में, what you are going to do? You are going to get a new set of karmas, and for that again you have to take birth. So instead of going again and again the cycle of birth and death, one time we die and we don't return back. That is art of dying. Otherwise, don't worry. Every minute in the world, every second, 3% people die in around the globe. Every second, don't worry. So one day you and I are also going to die. But one who has mastered the art of dying, he makes sure that he doesn't come back to this material world. So two things, he's going to burn off his karmas. And secondly, an intelligent person is one who develops that much of maturity, not like an generally what people say, hey, age is just a number, you know, I still go out, party hard, you know, I dance, I drink a lot, I do a lot of merrymaking. This is not intelligence. No, I'm young at heart. What is young at heart? Young person is immature. He is into sense gratification. You say you are young at heart. If an old person says, I'm young at heart, means what? He is still young, or his activities are still into sense gratification. And that is of no use. सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन में आप जिंदगी भर पड़े रहो, कोई फायदा नहीं है. और अक्सर हम लोग यही काम करते हैं. दैट इज वाई वी आर नॉट लर्निंग टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू एग्जीक्यूट दिस आर्ट ऑफ डाइंग. Is there anybody having any doubts, questions? क्या बात, आज रागिनी माता जी का भी कोई डाउट्स नहीं है, दर्शन का भी नहीं है.
Prabhuji, I have one question. It's basically nowadays if you see the elderly people around, as हम blessings लेते थे पहले, तो nowadays normally ऐसा है कि I personally feel there are no much elderly people left कि उनका blessings लिया जाए. So what is it?
What has happened? What has happened is Vandrake Mata started the session saying that, you know, British culture has damaged our habits. Yes, you are 100% right. The British culture has damaged also. But even in the heart of heart, if a child wants to take blessing, when he sees his grandparents themselves in sense gratification, not performing any type of austerities or penances, and just trying to, you know, cut their life as these people are doing, then what makes them so special that they will go and fall at their feet? Are you getting this point, Darshan?
Very true, Prabhuji. So my question is it okay? मतलब दिल से अगर ना आए तो ना करो तो it's perfectly right, right?
दिल, एक बात याद रखना प्रभु, मन का जो करता है, जो मन की सुनता है वो मंकी होता है. कभी मन का मत सुनना. Mind is always cheating. Intelligence. Use your.
I mean intelligence in that way only.
Intelligence.
I have passed through this stage. There are कुछ लोग थे जिनको मैं पहले मतलब सब करते थे, इसके लिए मैं भी पैर छूता था. But I started losing respect because of their activities.
Yes.
तो मैंने वो छोड़ दिया था. मेरे को नहीं जमता था कि कोई कैसे क्यों उसमें ऐसा क्या खास है जो मुझे blessing देगा. So today I have understood that part. So is it okay what I am doing that thing?
See, we don't have to inculcate a bad habit. You have to do this habit at least to make sure that your children follow that. Okay. Otherwise, the children, what happens? Oh, my father has never given respect. Why should I give respect to my father? Okay. So it is better you give respect, but then now that by the mercy of God, you know what is the actual focus of your life, what is your actual goal of life, and what you have to achieve, then you have no problem.
Perfect.
Okay, right. Yes. वनरेखा माता जी बोलिए.
प्रभु जी, अभी आपने प्रभु जी को एक्सप्लेन किया कि बुढ़े लोगों को मतलब एजेड लोगों को कैसे रहना चाहिए. आपने 4-5 वर्ड्स बोले, आप प्लीज उनको एक्सप्लेन करिए ना कि वो क्या थे वो.
मतलब मैं समझा नहीं.
मतलब जो आपने बोला ना कि एजेड लोगों को रिस्पेक्ट तब मिलेगा जो वो इस तरीके की एक्टिविटी करेंगे.
यस, जो वो जब स्वयं इंद्रिय तृप्ति पे नहीं लगे रहे. जब if you see an old man in the house, let's say let's make it a simple statement. If I see an old person, automatically by default we are getting some respect in our heart. हम लोग कहते हैं ना, कोई बुजुर्ग रहता है, रोड क्रॉस करवाना है. Yes, we feel like yes. Nobody has to tell us specifically. A person with a good gentleman thinking will automatically help this old man cross the road. But just imagine if that old man is drunk, smoking a cigarette, and is behaving like whimsically bad man, is giving bad words and all that. Do you think ऐसे व्यक्ति के ऊपर किसी को भी दया आएगी, तरस आएगा? मनरेगा माता जी, आपको क्या लगता है, ऐसे व्यक्ति को आप खुद करेंगे मदद?
नहीं, कभी नहीं.
Because what? Your activities have to demand respect. Your activities should be such that इससे बाकी लोग आपको आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए आए हैं, ना कि घर पूरा ढिंडोरा पीटो, मैं घर की बूढ़ी हूं मेरा पैर पड़िए, मैं घर का बूढ़ा हूं मेरे पैर पड़िए. One should not beg for this. One has to give respect and take respect. You behave in such a way as a matured lady, as an intelligent person. Yes, I will not be doing sense gratification like a animal. I will not be busy in all type of nonsense activities like gossiping and all that. When your activity itself is on a transcendental platform, automatically you become so powerful that you can offer blessings to that person also. आप blessings क्या दोगे? क्या blessings दोगे माता जी आप?
ज्यादातर तो प्रभु जी हम लोग देते हैं खुश रहो, सुखी रहो.
सुखी रहो. ये खुश रहो सुखी रहो, ये दोनों का मतलब क्या हुआ? दो अर्थ निकलता है इसका. Be happy means what? Do lot of sense gratification and be happy. The second understanding is follow the spiritual path and get real happiness. What are you meaning through this? Is you have to show that by your activities. आशीर्वाद एक ही है. आप खुद अगर समझो डिस्कोटेक में जाओगे, बाहर जाके शराब पियोगे, सिगरेट पियोगे, नॉनवेज खाओगे, सब गलत काम करोगे और बाद में बेटा सुखी रहे, मतलब आप क्या जवाब दे रहे हो? मैं भी सुखी हूं, तू भी सुखी हो जा. या you are following the scriptures, you are living a life of devotee, and then when your son, your grandson, your granddaughter comes, that time when you give the blessings, yes, please be happy means what? मैं जैसे खुश हूं भक्ति में लीन होके हुए, आप भी भक्ति लीजिए और खुश होइए. माता जी, व्यक्ति वही दे सकता है जो उसके पास है. If you are having good culture, good values, good understanding of life, you can give that to as a blessing to your children. If you yourself are a bad person, then can you give what you are not having? Can you give me? Simple. अगर आपके जेब में 100 रुपए हैं तो आप मुझे दे सकते हो, और आपके जेब में नहीं है पैसे तो आप मुझे कहां से दोगे? Same way, your blessings will be also what you have accumulated in due course of time. Before your hair goes gray, what have you accumulated? That is what is your asset. And that is, हर माँ बाप बच्चे को कुछ ना कुछ देके जाना चाहते हैं. So that is what we have to do. Sometimes parents have to sacrifice. Now, in our group that Tanvita Mataji is there. She always sits in the class with her children to make sure, okay, the children will see, oh, my mother is attending, so I should also attend the class. What happens if she says, better you attend the class, I'll start the laptop and I'll go for shopping, I'll go for marketing, I'll go for partying. Then would it make sense? Would the children respect the mother? Would the children inculcate the quality from the mother? This is what you have to understand, Mataji. Is your question answered, Mataji?
हाँ प्रभु जी, दूसरा आपने बोला था कि पैर छूने का असली मतलब क्या है? एक क्वेश्चन आपने पूछा था सबसे. What is the meaning of
वही आशीर्वाद लेने का आपने वही बोला ना, आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए. बट आशीर्वाद तो वो चीज होता है जो आपके पास है वो दे सकते हो. आपके पास आपने कभी गलत कर्म अक्यूमुलेट किए हैं और आप चाहते हो बच्चे को मेरे पुण्य लग जाए. अरे पुण्य किया ही नहीं तो कहां से लगेंगे? Getting the point? Yes, Riya.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, scientifically once I had read that पहले वो मतलब अभी भी when you touch the legs, if they are not wearing shoes, so the rays of the legs they come to you, and even from the hands when they put their hand on you. अभी तो वो आजकल ट्रेंड अलग हो गया है, सिर्फ नीज तक लोग झुकते हैं. But initially when you actually take the blessings of your elders, तो उनके जो
आप बड़ों का क्या बात कर रहे हो माता जी? लोग मंदिर में आते हैं शॉर्ट्स पहन के और फ्रेंड्स को मिलने फुल पैंट पहन के जाते हैं. किसको कहाँ कैसे रहना है यही लोगों को पता नहीं. I see many times in Jew ISKCON people coming in Bermudas and short pants as if they have come to a panpatti shop, behaving so cheap. Would you go in that dress in your marriage? Oh, he's my friend. He's my friend. On what basis are you making him your friend? A friend means what? He is a great personality. The temple, when you go to the temple, you should have some dressing sense. Some ladies come with obnoxious dressing way. They have come to see God, or distract the others who have come to see God. So no, you look at me, don't look at God. That is what is your plan or what? Nonsense. So let this be very clear, Mataji. Our activities should be focused in such a way that the rays come out from really from your hand. आप खुद आपके हाथों से दुनिया भर की गलत काम करोगे, आपके हाथ में रेस नहीं निकलेगा माताजी. Guaranteed. You can't create even static electricity also नहीं होगा आपके हाथ से. Don't worry. Yes. Anybody else got any other questions?
Prabhuji, how we are not going to create new karmas?
Please repeat.
How we are not going to create new karmas?
How we are not going to create new karmas?
You said this.
Yes. Simple, Mataji. Your activities are a new set of karmas. Okay, first to understand what is karma, I'll give you a small example. Given n number of times, but I'll give it in short. You must have heard about this wrestler who got caught for murder. Sushil.
Yes, Prabhuji. Olympic winner.
Olympic, two-time Olympic gold medalist or some medalist. I don't remember what medal he has got.
Bronze.
Bronze. Okay. He has represented India and won the bronze. Sushil, na? Sunil. Sunil, क्या है उसका नाम?
Sushil Kumar.
Sushil Kumar. Sushil Kumar. जब वो जीता देश के लिए, उसको क्या यहाँ पे वाह वाह, अरे वाह हमारा स्टार है, मेडल्स दिए, सब दिए उसको, एंड यहाँ पे आने के बाद कंपनीज ने स्पॉन्सरशिप दिया, ये दिया वो दिया. बट वही बंदे ने एक आदमी को स्टेडियम में मार दिया. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू द इन डेप्थ ऑफ दिस केस, हु इज राइट एंड हु इज रॉन्ग, बट बाय हिज पावर somebody has died. Suppose by his throwing someone in the wrestling match, someone died in the ring, nothing would have happened to him. No case would have been filed against him. The same fighting he did with some common man or some smaller, wrestler, and he died. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? एक्टिविटी दोनों सेम था. पहले एक्टिविटी के लिए आपको ब्रॉन्ज मेडल मिला, नाम, प्रेस्टीज सब मिला. ये अभी भी फाइटिंग किया, बट अभी उसको जेल मिला है, या ही इज इनटू पुलिस कस्टडी. व्हाट डज दिस मीन? एन एक्टिविटी by which, like for example, every activity, if we dovetail to Krishna, you will not have any problem. You like to dress up well, no problem. Dress up well, all the makeups very nice, but not to attract the world, not to take appreciation from your friends and those who are burning on you. You make them burn more and you get happiness. That should not be the case. Dress up well, go to the temple, show to the Lord, Lord, I got a new dress for myself. See how nice I am looking in this. Please bless me. You want to eat nice, something nice food, cook something nice, very nice, but being within the parameters, no onion, no garlic. Cook very nice food, offer it to the Lord and eat it. Who's stopping you? मगर यही कार्य आप भगवान को अर्पित न करो, वो कार्य, वही खाना आपके लिए पाप बन जाता है. यज्ञाशिस्तो असिनसंतो मुच्यते सर्वकिल विषय भुंजते तु अगम पापम ये पाचन तो आत्म कारणत. 3rd chapter 13th verse, Lord clearly says, when you are cooking food and you are offering it to me as a sacrifice and then you are eating it, it becomes prasad. The minute you offer it, today I will eat some nice chicken curry with something else, and I cannot offer it to God. So what's the problem? I will eat it. I want to eat it. So Lord says, Bhunjate tu agam papam. Bhunja means to eat. Bhunjate tu agam papam. साधारण पाप भी नहीं, महापाप खा रहे हो. क्यों? ये पाचन तो आत्म कारणत, खुद के लिए तो पाचन कर रहा है. भगवान को ऑफर नहीं करने के लिए आपने नहीं बनाया. इफ यू आर डिस इन द माइंड, आज तो मुझे बढ़िया खाना है. आपने कभी उठ के सुबह सोचा, आज लड्डू गोपाल को मैं ये खिलाऊंगी, आज मेरे जगन्नाथ जी को ये खिलाऊं, आज मेरे जगन्नाथ जी का आज मेरा बर्थडे है, आज भगवान के लिए 56 भोग बनाऊं. बट यही आपका कोई फ्रेंड आता हो आपके घर पे, आपके परिवार के कोई सदस्य, मतलब नियर एंड डियर वन कम्स टू योर हाउस, उनके लिए कितना मेहनत करोगे? आपकी घर पे अगर किटी पार्टी हो तो कितना मेहनत करोगे आप to impress those humans who can never be impressed. Mataji, this is an imperfect world. And you are expecting perfection in this imperfect world where you yourself are also imperfect. So perfection of life is never do a karma by which you incur a next birth. All the activities remain the same, but when it is kept in the center, Krishna is kept and the activities are done, means you are happy. You do not incur any fresh karmas. But removing Krishna, I will do all the nonsense. And even if suppose you follow a very ethical lifestyle, but still you have not followed your devotion service, you are not done any of, you're not following the 4 regulative principles, everything is a big waste. Are you getting this point, Mataji? So आप जो भी कार्य करो, आपका टीचिंग प्रोफेशन है, वो भी अच्छा प्रोफेशन है, बट उसके फल जो है वो भगवान को अर्पित कर देना. आप ऑफर द फ्रूट्स टू द लॉर्ड एंड देन whatever you do, it's a karma. Lord says, whatever activity you do it to me. He told Arjuna. Arjuna said, if I kill, it will be so much of bloodshed and I will incur sin. We will incur sin, he said. And what did Krishna tell him? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu maam anusmarana yuddha cha. मुझे याद करते हुए युद्ध कर. युद्ध से कोई जगह और कोई जगह है जहां पे मारकाट नहीं होने वाली है? सबसे बुरे कर्म तो वही है ना. अग्री रागिनी माता जी, सबसे बुरे कर्म तो युद्ध में होने वाले हैं. आप तो रोमांस तो करोगे नहीं, या तो कटोगे या तो काटोगे. एंड इन बोथ द केसेस karmas are being, when if each living entity I am killing, I am incurring karmas. Same situation to a soldier on the border. When he kills 100 enemies, he is given Paramveer Chakra and all those chakras. Where he comes to the village and kills one person with the same gun, the government will put him behind bars. Why? Activity was the same. So I am not asking you to change your activity. Activity has to be the same, but with center should be Krishna, should be the center. You have to eat food, eat best of the food, no problem. Provided you are in the no onion, no garlic range. You eat the best of the food. Prepare the best delicacies for your kids. No problem. But that activity will not incur karma because that food you are offering to the Lord. Every activity you have to do. Now you have a choice. Evening, you got internet, you got a laptop, you got everything, you got a mobile, everything. But then if you use it for the service of the Lord, to listen to Krishna Katha, to listen about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that is a karma. But the same laptop, the same internet, when you're using for seeing some movies or some nonsense, it becomes karma. So every activity you're doing is karmas. Even yawning is a karma. Okay, anybody else? Any other question? Okay.
प्रभु जी एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ बोलिए प्रभु.
प्रभु जी लॉ ऑफ एक्शन, लॉ ऑफ कर्मा वर्क कैसे करता है? मतलब कभी कर्म किया और कब वो अप्लाई हो रहा है लाइफ में, ये कैसे मालूम चलता है हमें? मतलब एक सीक्वेंस क्यों नहीं है ये सब चीजों का?
सीक्वेंस क्यों? मतलब लॉर्ड से कर्मण्य वादे कर माँ फलेशु कदाचन. तुझे कर्म करने का हक दिया है मैंने, फल तो मैं दूंगा तुझे. तो यू डोंट हैव द राइट्स. मतलब आप जो सवाल पूछ रहे हो, मैंने कर्म किया तो उसका सिस्टम होना चाहिए. सिस्टम ऊपर वाले के हाथ में है ना. अभी सपोज आज आपने एक चोरी की, खून किया और पुलिस ने आपको पकड़ा नहीं. पहली बार बच गए, दूसरी बार बच गए, तीसरी बार बच गए, तो आप क्या बोलोगे? हाँ, मेरे को कर्म नहीं लगने वाले. कभी ना कभी तो पकड़े जाओगे. और जब पकड़े जाओगे, हाँ अब तो ये खून के लिए पकड़ा है मुझे, पुराने खून की सजा भी क्यों दे रहे हो? पुरानी चोरी की सजा क्यों दे रहे हो? वो तो पूरा खो देंगे ना पुलिस वाले. तो कितने अभी तक आपने कितने गलत काम किए, सब खो देंगे ना. सो लॉ ऑफ कर्मा वर्क्स एज पर द situation of the law. I mean, as per the situation of the Lord. I'll tell you a small story for that to understand this law of karma. Once, this is said by Acharya, it's not mentioned in the Mahabharata, but it is said that Krishna was asked by Dhritarashtra, what mistake did I do that I had to wait, that I had to lose 100 sons of mine in my one day in the war. I mean, 18 days of war, I lost all my 100 sons. और सामने वाले के पांचों पांच जिंदा है, उसके एक दो तो मरना चाहिए था। मेरे 100 मर गए तो सामने वाले के 2-3 तो मरने चाहिए थे, पांडव के 2 तो मरना चाहिए था, कम से कम नकुल सहदेव तो मर जाते थे, वो तो कमजोर थे सबसे। दैट टाइम कृष्णा सेज, मैंने क्या पाप किया, मतलब धृतराष्ट्र पूछते मैंने क्या पाप किया जो मुझे 100 के 100 पुत्र चले गए। तो कृष्णा tells, shows him, no, after earlier to more than 100 birds before, he was a hunter and he burnt the tree, I mean sorry, put fire below the tree, and there were birds were staying on the living on the tree, and वो सारे birds जो थे वो अंधे हो गए। अंधे तो हो ही गए, एक pair of birds had 100 young ones, and all the 100 young ones died. So that karma reaction of being a hunter and doing that activity, he had to suffer after 100 births. That time he asked, Krishna, why you made me suffer after 100 births? You could have made me suffer the very next birth. 100 births kyun wait kiya? Krishna says, first and foremost, you had to, accumulate so much of good deeds that you could have 100 sons, and then only you can lose. सपोज आपने इस जन्म में किसी को ठग लिया, आपने किसी के 5-10 करोड़ खा लिए, और अगले जन्म में आपका कोई लॉ ऑफ कर्मा कैसे, आपने उसका 10 करोड़ खाया तो वो आपका 10 या 20 करोड़ खाएगा विद इंटरेस्ट। बट अगले जन्म में वापस आपके कर्म इतने बुरे हैं कि आपके पास वापस वही 5 लाख 10 लाख रुपए हैं, तो आपको सजा कैसे दें? तो लॉर्ड हैज टू वेट टिल यू बिकम अ रिच मैन, and then some other person comes and takes that money away from you. Then you are getting the punishment of the law of karma, which you have done some other few previous births before. समझ में आए प्रभु?
हाँ प्रभु।
Sure, yeah, still confusion is there.
No.
Because हर चीज, suppose मैंने आज किसी गरीब को हेल्प किया, generally this is what the people is understanding. I'm just giving you this example so that you can understand. आपने किसी गरीब को हेल्प किया, गरीब ने खाया और उसने दुआ दिया, भाई अच्छा रहो, एंड वाकई में अच्छा गरीब आदमी था, या किसी ब्राह्मण को भोजन करवाया, मगर आपके बाकी के कर्म इतने बुरे हैं कि that blessing cannot fructify unless and until you have so much of pious credits in your account. Then only you can withdraw. जैसे कि आपके अकाउंट में समझो 90,000 है, तो आप 90,000 विड्रॉ कर सकते हो या 89,000 विड्रॉ कर सकते हो, मगर आपको अगर 1 लाख विड्रॉ करना है तो बैंक बोलेगी पहला और 10,000 जमा करो, बाद में 1 लाख रुपए लेके जाओ। सिंपल लाइक दैट। सो यू विल हैव टू अर्न योर कर्मास, देन ओनली यू कैन, earn that much of pious credits so that karma can fructify, and again you can lose that money. Mind you, यहाँ पे भी समझ लो एक बात को, 10 या 20 जन्म के बाद आप बनोगे बड़ा करोड़पति बन के पैदा होगे, या काम करके करोड़पति बन जाओगे, और एंड में एक व्यक्ति आके आपका पैसा लूट के चला जाएगा। क्यों? ये आपने 10-20 जन्म के पहले किया हुआ कार्य है, मगर अभी उसका फ्रूटिफाई होने का वक्त हुआ है। आपने इतना पैसा बनाया है कि उसका आपका छीना जाए। आपने पैसे ही नहीं है तो आपको वो खोने का गम कहां से आएगा? आपने किसी को तकलीफ दी है ना, किसी का पैसा लूट के, तो वो गम, वो तकलीफ आपको भी सहना पड़ेगा। जब यू हैव अर्न्ड हार्ड अर्न मनी, व्हेन यू हैव अर्न्ड, देन दैट मनी इज टेकन अवे फ्रॉम यू। ओके, यस दिशा माता जी।
प्रभु जी, पर जब कोई मान लो हमारा कर्म था और इसने हमारा पैसा ले लिया, तो उसका भी तो फिर कर्म बन गया ना, तो उसको भी वो रीपे करना पड़ेगा बाद में।
माता जी, शास्त्र कहता है अगर आप किसी का बुरा करोगे तो अगले जन्म में वो आपका बुरा करेगा, फिर उसके अगले जन्म में आप वापस को बुरा करोगे। दिस गोज फॉर वन कल्पा, दिस गोज फॉर वन कल्पा। दैट इज व्हाट लॉर्ड इज सेइंग ना, यू हैव टू बिकम इंटेलिजेंट। You have to become intelligent means what? ठीक है, मेरे कर्म थे, गए, कुछ कर नहीं सकता हूं, बट अगर उस कर्म को सुधारने निकले या उस घाटे को सुधारने निकले और उसमें जो नए कर्म बन गए, कि आपको अगर मुझे वो तकलीफ देना है, मतलब म्यूट योरसेल्फ। Somebody, you can keep your video on, you don't have to switch off your video. The point what I'm trying to tell you is, suppose you are destined to lose 100 crores. First, you will have to develop that much of Sukriti that you earn 100 crores and then you undergo the pain of losing that 100 crores. You have to undergo the pain. The pain is what is more important for the law of karma, not the money. The money is only valid here. ऊपर वो का पैसा लेके जा नहीं सकते हो. So it doesn't make any difference. आपने किसी का अगर सोना चुराया है तो पहले आपके पास इतना सुकृति आना चाहिए कि आपके पास सोना आए और फिर उसका चोरी हो. और उस वक्त जो आपको दर्द होता है यही दर्द आपने किसी को दिया है. And many times it is collective karmas also. Like the whole world today is suffering because of corona. अब यहाँ किसके कर्म बुरे हैं, किसके कर्म अच्छे हैं? Whole world is suffering, right? Right from the rich to a poor, young to the old. This is collective karma reactions, and you can't do anything for that. Yes, Mudit. 1 minute. I have to take Riya Mataji first. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask that when we were going through the Krishna book, so in that when Indra offered his prayers to Lord Krishna, so in that it is written that sometimes Lord takes away your opulences so that you surrender unto him.
That is a different. That is a different thing. That is for a person who is surrendered to Krishna.
For a person who is surrendered, and if he loses his opulences, so that means that
Lord says, I am doing a special mercy on you. This is called special mercy. हम लोग एक मिनट, हम लोग सब भगवान की मर्सी क्यों चाहते हैं? भगवान प्रॉब्लम्स निकाल देना बस. So if you are blessed means you are in this, ठीक है, first best, you are in his good books. But if you want to be in his best of the books, he will make sure that with all these things you may get diverted from your actual goal of life. So he makes sure that he makes you realize your relatives are false, your house people are false. As long as you are having money, as long as you are having good health, they care for you. The minute you lose your health, they don't care for you. और ये रियलाइजेशन दिलाने के लिए कई बार भगवान आपसे छीन लेते हैं. And this verse comes in the Bhagavatam also.
ठीक है.
एव अनुकंपार्थम हरिष्य सर्वधनम सनेर. आपका धन मैं धीमे धीमे ले लेता हूँ. Lord says in the Bhagavatam. Not getting the first line of the verse. तेसाम एव अनुकंपार्थम हरिष्य सर्वधनम सनेर. सब धन आपका धीमे धीमे मैं ले लूंगा. क्यों? उस वक्त में व्यक्ति को वो कोई धन का ये नहीं है, लोभ नहीं होता है. बिकॉज ही नोस ये टेम्पररी है, तो उसको जो चीज की जरूरत नहीं वो ले लेते हैं. लॉर्ड सेज ना, योगक्षेम वहामी हम. मतलब क्या है? आपका जो जरूरत है मैं आपको पूर्ति करूंगा, और जो आपकी जरूरत नहीं है वो मैं ले लूंगा. अनवांटेड क्यों चाहिए? अगर आपको एक गाड़ी ही देना है, भगवान ने बोलेगा अब पहले 10 गाड़ी था इसके पास, अभी एक ही गाड़ी रखूंगा, बाकी का निकाल दूंगा. दुनिया क्या बोलेगा? देखा भक्ति मार्ग में आ गया, फुटपाथ पे आ गया.
वही होता है.
हाँ, दुनिया ही बोलेगी आप फुटपाथ पे आ गए, अरे यू लॉस्ट ऑल योर ऑपुलेंसेस, आ जाओ हमारा दुर्गा माता के पास आओ, शिव जी के पास आओ, भैरवनाथ के पास आओ, आपके वाहवाही हो जाएगी. Those who want to stay in this material world and enjoy life to the fullest, for them this is okay. But for people like us who have a higher goal, higher understanding, for us that is the actual goal of our life. Yes, Mudit.
Prabhuji, I had a question. जैसे आप बोले कि एक कल तक that cycle goes on. Okay, now supposing I kill someone in this janam, next janam he will kill me, and that goes on for one kalp. Now, how do we get out of that cycle? The minute I say I want to get out of that cycle, so that I want to elevate above and make a choice that I don't want to.
It is clearly told in Bhagavad Gita, no? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshashami ma suchaha. मैं तुम्हारा सारा पाप ले लेता हूँ. But condition is when you leave everything and come and surrender to me, that time only. Not partial surrender is not accepted. Full surrender, yes. As long as Draupadi was trying to save herself with her own power, asking for help from the relatives, elders, her husbands, everyone, when she saw nobody is going to help her, she raised her hand and she said, Govinda, now whatever happened, let it happen. You are to save me. Immediately Lord comes and saves you. That's what the lesson we get from Mahabharata. Okay, Lord is there to help you. Condition is you have to be fully surrendered. Suppose if an employee is working in 2 banks or 2 offices, and they come to know that this fellow is working in that office also, this office also, and he falls sick. So this fellow will say, let that person take care of him. And that person will say, let this person take care of him. But suppose he was working for only one office, only one boss. The boss would definitely be entitled or rather obliged to take care of him. Getting the point? Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Yes, Ragini Mataji, Boli.
Prabhuji, can I ask a question related to Karuna?